Hi! So today, following many requests and obviously with the looming start of summer, we're going to be talking about fake tan, which I think is a great place to start. I love fake tan. You're a bit more sort of ambivalent, aren't you?
I don't know, my colouring, I look better pale. I mean, I like a bit of fake tan on the legs just to even out, you know, a bit of bluey blotchiness post-winter. Here, not so much, but maybe I'm just not doing it right.
Well, I think it's amazing to embrace your own skin type. And the one thing I would say is that for some of us, we just cannot tan. So actually faking it is still the safest way of getting a tan. We actually shouldn't be changing the colour of our skin significantly, because actually that's where you start to get damage to the skin and really quite accelerated premature aging.
Yeah.
So don't change the colour of your skin too much, or try to with the sun.
Yep.
If you want to do it, then obviously you're going to have to fake it. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. So I think there are different aspects to tanning fakely. There's the products you use, there's the way you do it, and how you build it into your skincare system. So let's talk about preferred products first, and let's start with the face maybe.
Definitely something different for the face and body, and I think the whole technique has to be quite different for the face and body, because there are definitely challenges. Face, I think it can be challenging because of your multi-step routine and knowing where to put it in, particularly if you use active skincare. So if you're using anything like anti-acne or using retinoids or anything like that, it really can result in quite patchiness. So I think that is quite a challenge. You have a good technique of using it just for a few hours at night, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think short contact fake tannery does tend to be the most practical route I've found, which would simply mean that during the working week, you'll get home, wash your face, and then apply your fake tan for the duration of the evening, and then wash it off before bedtime, so you can still do your routine and you're not sleeping in it. And the same would work for holidays. Post-beach, get home, wash off your SPF, and kind of go golden over the evening. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good way. I think you have to choose your products really carefully as well, because a lot of them are quite pore blocking, quite comedogenic. And so the ones that I tend to advise are the Sicily Fake Tan, which is fabulous.
So good.
It's
so expensive,
really
but
good.
So good.
But it is really good. And it's also quite hydrating. So if you are not using any actives at night, you cleanse, and it's enough as a moisturiser. So actually you can use that as your moisturiser at night. So I think that one's really good. What do you like?
And I think I like Sicily, and the Lancome Flash Bronzer is also good, and again, non-comedogenic. So those are two brands I would be okay with someone sleeping in overnight if they really wanted to be golden by the morning. But I just think practically, if you're using retinoids, a short contact in the evening may just work better.
Yeah. And we're also talking about putting sunscreen over it in the morning. Mornings are definitely a challenge, because using your fake tan and then putting your sunscreen over the top is not likely to give you that wonderful, even golden glow. So
yeah, I think streakiness is my personal biggest fear. The thought that someone is sitting in natural light observing some sort of lines by the temple. So I guess for me, if I'm going to do it on my face, I don't do it so often, I definitely prefer the evening route, and I can scrutinize in the morning and just cover up any little mistakes with makeup, as opposed to letting it develop over the morning and maybe something happens that I don't realise until a couple of hours later. I know, right?
Yes. So I think that's the face.
Yeah.
Any other tips?
I think just in terms of, I think you probably do need to apply it more often if you want to maintain a consistent tanned appearance, if you're using products that speed up cell turnover. So just bear that in mind.
Yeah, I do find the face more difficult to fake tan, but onto the body, which I am clearly a real fan of.
Yeah, I mean,
take it away. But not because I don't. I mean, I actually do think we should all be embracing our own skin tone. It's just that I find it more difficult, and because I am naturally freckly, it sort of evens things out a little bit. So I am a fan. The one I really like at the moment is the Saint-Tropez Everyday Mousse, which I think is quite hydrating. It's really easy to put on. It sinks in really easily, so you can get dressed reasonably quickly after, or go to bed reasonably quickly after, without sort of layers of things on. That's my preferred product at the moment.
You introduced this to me in Monaco. I've used the everyday product before, but not in the mousse format. Yes. Really loved it. No major issue with fragrance either, which is usually kind of notable. And
no biscuits.
No biscuits in bed. My sheets are completely fine after I've worn that. I'm realising in retrospect. It's a lovely colour, even for someone, blue or whitish kind of toned than as me.
I'm on the green spectrum. That's the sort of thing I like to rock.
And do you still use a mitt? Because I have to say I do, because
I do.
I'm so klutzy with these things. I'm sure a lot of people can get away with using hands for everyday products, but I just find, especially for doing around, tricky areas like ankles, you wear a nice shoe and you have great big splodges of fake tan around your ankles, nothing looks worse.
First of all, with ankles, though, I tend to put some sort of barrier cream, so something thick and greasy around my knees, ankles, elbows. Yeah. Definitely, first of all, so something like one of the sort of ointments, like epidermal ointment or something like that.
Okay.
As a barrier. And I definitely use a mitt, and mainly because I think if you're using every day, your nails start to go quite. I mean, clearly, you're painting your nails, but actually, they tend to go quite orange. So I think your mitts protect your hand as well.
Okay, good tip. Yeah. So how often would you normally apply it then?
Most
on
days.
average, would you really?
That's the clue's in the name. Every day.
I know. I'm really bad at sticking to things. I think about what I've got in the week and when I need to not be.
Yes. I mean, it does depend. But most days, and I think you need to for those sort of gentle products, because otherwise
you don't really get much at all.
But do be careful about straying too far away from your natural colour, because somebody like me cannot get away with deep dark tans, and just stick to a slight light one.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, a couple of shades either way, but
just rock that green.
Cool. Well, thank you for the wise insights. I might try the face again. I'm a bit timid sometimes, but some really good tips there. Barrier, regular application, and build it into the right place in your routine so you don't have to stop your ongoing treatments. Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.